Hello everyone, I'm Fifon with you. There are already hundreds of videos on YouTube about the new Puss in Boots, of which most of the videos are about the wolf. Everyone is surprised at how strong he is, that he can pass through the magical walls near the star, which can break the impenetrable crystal, that he is so invisible that he is not even visible on the map of the Star of Desires. I don't understand why people are surprised at such moments. The wolf is death itself. He is a deity. It is logical that he will be so powerful. Have you seen at least one immortal god who would die from some magical wall? That's exactly what is not, because God is immortal. The bottom line is that all the abilities that I listed are far from all that a wolf is capable of. Everything is much more interesting. If we remember what the wolf said to the cat in the cave.
It's frivolous and...
That is, he was present at each of the deaths of a cat in boots. Indeed, during the last 8 death of a cat, a wolf can be seen among a crowd of people. However, I looked at every moment of the cat's death several times, and I didn't find a wolf in one frame. Naturally, it's not without a reason. Let's remember what the wolf is wearing. He is wearing a black torn cloak with a hood, and the connected sickles in the last battle between cats and the wolf confirm a scythe. All this is the personification of the image of the Makeup Reaper. It is he who is the classic representation of death in many countries of the world. The wolf's muzzle and cross sickles refer us to Anubis, the god of mummifications and funeral rituals of ancient Egyptian mythology. The very whistle is based on the Colombian legend of the Power of Bon. The Power of Bon is a huge creepy creature that punishes drunkards and criminals. This very whistle was heard by the victims of the Power of Bon before his death. There is also a moment when the wolf puts the coins not his eyes and points to the cat, thus hinting to the cat about his imminent death. Because that's how many centuries ago, the ancient Greeks buried people with coins in their eyes. All this is not just funny references and interesting facts, as everyone thinks. If we remember that everything happens in the Shrek universe, where all possible fairy tales, stories, legends, even rhymes and songs are collected, that is why we see Jack Horner, Pinocchio, and many other characters, which is why cats really have 9 lives here. Accordingly, death is the embodiment of all myths, legends, and tales about death. The wolf is Hades for the ancient Greeks, Anubis for the ancient Egyptians, Makeup Ripper for the inhabitants of North America, and Steel Bun for the Colombians. All existing types of death in all existing incarnations. All it is the wolf itself that takes on various images, because each legend shows death in different ways. This proves that in addition to all its strong abilities, it can also change its appearance. But it is not visible with all other deaths in boots for another reason. It is unlikely he hid in the form of a mug of beer or in the form of that rodeo girl. These images are completely not in the spirit of death, even if we are talking about ordinary surveillance. Now, let's talk about the fact that whether it's time for someone to die or not, a wolf can kill any creature on a whim with no problem. It's too early for a cat to die for the 9th time, but he was too bold in his statements about death, that the wolf was eager to end his life as soon as possible. In his words, the wolf had dreamed about this for a long time. But why didn't he kill him earlier? Why he didn't overtake him and cut off all the cat's lives one after another? Why he decided to meet with the cat immediately after his 8th death, even though according to the wolf, he watched every death of the cat? The answer to this question is very simple. All these years, the cat lived without fear of death. He never pissed off something dangerous that could threaten his life. We were well shown during the song at the beginning of the cartoon, but everything changed after the words of the doctor that the cat had only 1 life. And although looking at the cat it seems that he doesn't care, but even at that moment, droplets of fear of death began to infect him. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. He needs time to come to terms with this thought. Through his laughter and jokes, you can clearly see the excitement, which is why immediately after a visit to the doctor a wolf appears in front of the cat, and the reason for that, the fear of death of which the cat had never before experienced. Before each appearance of the wolf, the cat experienced fear. During the battle for the card, the cat in boots several times was on the verge of being wounded by sharp objects that could end his life in an instant. The cat is afraid to participate in such dangerous battles, so after a wolf appears for a few seconds, and even in the Cave of Lost Souls, death appears at the moment when the word fear simply flashed through the cat's head. It is fear that is the most important weapon of death. It takes on the appearance that a person fears more than anything in the world. In America, during their lives, people imagine death as a skeleton in a black cloak with a scythe. Therefore, during their life they developed fear for this image, and that is why death would have come to them as they imagined her. In Egypt, they believed that after death they would be taken by Anubis, so they were afraid of this particular guise. As the main fear for a cat, using many main stereotypes, the image of a huge dog or a wolf is presented, which is why death chose this appearance in order to scare the one it hunts even more. Then, that this appearance was used exclusively for a Puss in Boots can be said to be marked on the sickle of a wolf. It is unlikely that death, living in this world forever and leading billions of souls to the other world, would want to spoil its only artifact for the sake of some narcissistic cat. It really hurt him, and the wolf really counted all his deaths. But I doubt that he would want to watch reminders of him on his sickle in the future millennium. This is just one of the attributes of this particular image created in order to instill true horror in the cat, and this animal fear just as death is absolutely invulnerable. Therefore, in the first battle, the cat could not even hit the wolf and did not see his movements at all and lost in absolutely everything. Therefore, the absence of fear is the main weakness of death. Until the loss of his 8th life, the cat was not afraid of death, so the wolf could not kill him ahead of time. Just like in the final, the cat managed to overcome his fear and began to fight the wolf on an equal footing and even disarm him. He weakened because the cat was no longer afraid of death. He was ready to fight for his life to the last. The wolf not only gave up the desire to kill the cat, he simply could not do it, which is why he angrily says the words, "Why the hell did I play with my food?" Because wanting to bring the cat to horror, he only raised in him a true desire for life. But when the time comes, death will appear for everyone, pass through any obstacles, and find you wherever you hide. The cat understands this and knows that one day he will meet him again. That's how deep the wolf is in Puss in Boots 2. And that's all. If you like this video, put like, subscribe to the channel, and watch my other videos. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Bye everyone.